Ew.
Baby Keem and Kendrick's beat selection alone has been crazy in their solo career, and when they get together for songs it's even crazier. The drums are crazy, there's constantly beat switches. It feels like you're getting something fresh every 2 bars, and I feel like that's something Baby Keem is really good at. So today I'm just going to be going over a Baby Keem and Kendrick beat that I made, and this beat is more in the style of Baby Keem's 2019 project that he dropped, so it's more kind of about the bounce and just letting Baby Keem do what he does best. But before we get into it, be sure to leave a like and a comment. Let us know what other tutorials you guys want to see. Check out the description for all the boys and our website. We got a bunch of free kits there as well. Be sure to check out our Discord as well to keep in touch with our Twitch streams. 36 has been going crazy. Every week he's been streaming like 3 times now. Jake and I kind of fill in every now and then for him, or we do a random cook-up stream as well. So yeah, be sure to keep in touch so that you don't miss out. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing that I noticed from Baby Keem is his melodies are super simple. If you look at tracks like Hooligan, for example, it's literally just a guitar melody and a flute, and the drums are kind of doing most of the work, but the melody stays hard. So that's the main thing to start off, is basic and hard melodies. So I got this loop off of Ye Old Faithful Looperman, the one and only. And this is the producer that made the loop. I'm not going to say the name because I'm going to butcher it. But yeah, this is how it sounds. So as you can hear, super basic, but it's so catchy. As soon as I heard this, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with the drums. So for the intro, I started off with the loop, and then I added on some vinyl crackle, and then I just added a love filter to kind of make it sweep in when the drums kick in. So I'm just going to do the drums from top to bottom. So I started off with these hi-hats, and most of these sounds that I used is from Monty Booker Sounds drum kit. Definitely worth a cop. It is full of basically all the sounds that he used in the past with a bunch of projects with Smino and other artists. And yeah, all the sounds are just really, really good. And as you can hear, I just pan them left and right every other note. So these are kind of just like texture hi-hats, and I do this a lot. I layer a bunch of sounds, especially drum sounds. I'll have like 3 different hats that's kind of placed in different patterns. I'll have a bunch of perks. I'll layer a snare and 3 claps on top of each other for a clap. Just basically, I do anything I can to make the bounce exactly how I want it. And with these types of drum kits like Monty Booker's, it makes it really easy. So after that, I added on a bunch of live sounding hats. I added this double hat, and then basically a single version of that double hat. And then I added in this roll from a different hi-hat sound. After that, I added in a snare and clap. So I started off with this live clap, layered it with another clap, and then I added a off clap, and lastly I just added a snare on top of the claps. And then next up, I added on a bunch of perks. I started off with this open hat perk, then I added this laser, and then I added on a perk that you barely can't hear before the clap, and then this little roll over here that kind of sounds like a door opening and closing. Before we get into the 808, I just want to show a couple of melodic elements that I put in. So I started off with this vocal chant, and then I made it unique and pitched it a bit up before it just goes back into the normal vocal again. And then I also added these piano keys at the end of every bar. So as you can see with all these drums, it's really loose, it's kind of sluggish in a way. The drums are kind of catching up with the melody, and these are just the perfect kind of beats for artists like Baby Keem, like Smino. So moving on to the 808s, it's really basic. It just kind of adds more emphasis to the bounce, and that's kind of how I see 808s with Baby Keem beats. They just hit hard and they just add an extra element to the bounce. And with kicks, you don't want to add on too many, like you don't want to put it on every single 808, but kind of just emphasize on the ones and also on different kinds of bounces you can create with a kick. I don't like the idea of just placing a kick on an 808 throughout the entire pattern, because it just feels like you're missing out on so much bounce that you could have gotten. So I always try and switch it up a little bit between the two. And that's about it for the beat. I just added a little drum fill before the drums come in. And moving on to the arrangement side, I feel like you can be as creative as possible if the drums and melody is simple. And if everything is hitting hard, you can kind of just go crazy with pauses, with chops. You can halftime loops and drums at sections. But for Baby Keem beats, it's usually just a bunch of pauses where you kind of have punchlines. There's a bunch of beat switches, but I don't have one for this beat, unfortunately. But yeah, just enough pauses throughout the entire beat. That's why, as you can see, I made a 2-bar section of the beat when I started off, and then after arranging it, I kind of just cut out sections of the patterns, as you can see over here, just to add my own pauses onto it. And it's kind of easy to start off a beat in full and then kind of go back to it and chop up pieces, because I feel like you just have the most creative control. Then you don't have to think about patterns or anything. You can kind of just chop up what you please. And that is about it for the beat, but I hope you guys learned something new. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, be sure to check out the description for all our socials and our websites. And yeah, I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll check you guys in the next one.
You ain't stand up on your word, then you's a fool. Then I boom. I be wanna see me whole thing on TPG, my Rolex. Turning down top from the top bitches that remind me of the old days. Sneaking in hoes with the backstage pass, but they all in hunt for the poet. I'm a young poet, and nigga, I just go at it, nigga. I'm a poet,